So now Trump has a problem. He needs to find a replacement for Bovino. Does anyone have an idea? And I mean anyone.
What I would do is just bring Tom Homan in. I would love to see Tom Homan just be asked to go in there and settle things down. I would hope that maybe a fresh set of eyes, Tom Homan going in there, taking control of this.
Okay, I think Brian Kilmeade might want Tom Homan. For those who don't know, Tom Homan is Trump's border czar, seen here eyeing a paper bag filled with $50,000. But this is Kilmeade, okay? He's a Fox and Friends host. He's not a cabinet member. Just because he's spitballing ideas on camera doesn't mean that Trump's actually going to do exactly what he's suggesting 20 minutes later.
The president just posted on Truth Social moments ago. He says, I am sending Tom Homan to Minnesota tonight.
Well, me in the face. They say TV is dying, but there's still power in it. I mean, God, if Brian Kilmeade can will something into existence, imagine what I could do. Hey, Timothy Chalamet. It's time. Shave that mustache from Marty Supreme.
Overnight, a chaotic scene at a Minnesota town hall. A man charging Congresswoman Omar moments after she took the podium, using a syringe, police say, to spray her with what witnesses describe as an unknown, strong-smelling liquid.
New reporting that it was apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar? What the dude? Are you trying to pickle her? I'll show you. Your skin's gonna glow and you'll never get a cold. So weird. More importantly, can we just go back to the footage and watch how f***ing boss Omar's reaction is? Look at this. Look at this. She gets sprayed and she goes after the guy immediately. So Trump didn't spend much time thinking about Congresswoman Omar because he had something much bigger going on today. He held an event to promote his new Trump accounts, featuring a lineup of guests that includes Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm, Michael Dell from the computer you buy when you can't afford a Mac, and Ted Cruz from Your Nightmares. And then there was one truly special guest.
There's a certain person that's here who's the greatest and most successful female rapper in history, Nicki Minaj. And I said, I am gonna let my nails grow because I love those nails. I'm gonna let those nails grow.
Oh, no, Mr. President, don't let those nails get near your delicate hand. Seriously, look at this. Oh. One slip and Trump's hand is going to start leaking like a busted waterbed. If you haven't seen the trailer, get ready to be blown away.
Here we go again. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not, yeah.
I did not, yeah. I was going to, but then I didn't. Now, when you first heard that there was going to be a documentary about Melania, you probably thought, oh, or huh, or why, or can I undo my LASIK? But Amazon believed in this movie a lot, like suspiciously a lot.
Bezos and Amazon are paying $40 million for a documentary on Melania Trump.
The most expensive licensing fee ever paid for a documentary.
Amazon paid nearly 3 times more than the next highest bidder.
The First Lady will reportedly walk away with at least $28 million.
Huh. Why would Jeff Bezos, a billionaire who has tons of business with a government run by a famously corrupt president known for loving bribes, overpay for a Melania documentary? Let me think. Well, that didn't help. But whatever else this is, they made a real movie. They even got director Brett Ratner, who you might know from Rush Hour or the Me Too movement. And they're they're spending a ton of money promoting it, which is why we're seeing Melania all over Fox News doing interviews. And they've been asking her fascinating questions.
How does it feel being First Lady for the second time around? It's quite extraordinary.
What is your favorite part of the movie when we all go to watch it this weekend?
When he's doing the YMCA, how do you feel?
Fostering the future AI. I mean, what haven't you done?
Tell us about the future.
I've always been curious. What is your favorite time of day?
I was told there'd be no gotcha questions. What is your favorite time of day? That sounds like the conversation you have with a coworker's spouse when they show up to the holiday party before your coworker does. So, do you always eat hors d'oeuvres, or I gotta go to the bathroom? I will say, I don't want to put all the blame on the interviewers because Melania is not really giving them a lot to work with.
I got the special score for that movie, my original score, that it's called Melania's Waltz.
Wow, and where does that original score come from?
It's specially made for the movie.
How wonderful.
Wow, the original score for this movie was made for this movie, you say? And did they hit record when they were filming? Oh, how wonderful. Well, here's $40 million. So, all right, this isn't one of those interesting Timothée Chalamet press tours, but that's not important. What's important is what this movie is about. Just, what is it about?
This story was never told before. So the audience will see me, how I manage my business, my philanthropy, family, preparation for the inauguration, and also establishing the East Wing for the White House.
Oh, no one's told her? Oh, God. Oh, I love the East Wing, especially how it will always be there. Is this whole movie just her talking about things that she loves that are no longer here? Oh, my passions, decorating the East Wing, chatting with Gilbert creator Scott Adams. Let's see, what else? But whether this movie was a legitimate piece of art or a cash grab, it was a cash grab. So I'm sure everyone involved with this project is very proud of the work that they've done.
Rolling Stone is reporting 2/3 of the film's New York crew asked not to be credited.
You didn't want to be in the credits, but how will they know who to give the trophy to at the FIFA Academy Awards? Kristi Noem, Secretary of Homeland Security and Spirit Halloween's #1 customer. As head of DHS, Noem has a busy job starting wars in American cities, but somehow she seems to have found time for love.
A Wall Street Journal investigation is raising new questions about Noem's close relationship with her unofficial #2, Corey Lewandowski.
The pair, who are both married to other people, have publicly denied the reports of an affair, but people said they do little to hide their relationship inside the department.
Guys, finally, this administration has a sex scandal involving consenting adults. We did it! USA! 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 But look, I know it's a bit unseemly, but I try to stay out of people's personal business. I mean, it's not like Kristi and Corey are flying around on a taxpayer-funded plane.
Lewandowski and Noem have lately been using a luxury 737 MAX jet with a private cabin in back for their travel around the country.
Kristi Noem and Corey Lewandowski have had the taxpayers lease this jet for their use.
Okay, so they're flying around on a taxpayer-funded plane. Last night, Donald Trump gave the longest State of the Union address in history, just beating out Harry Truman's performance of the vagina monologues. But honestly, it didn't feel long. It felt endless. That's because I wasn't sleeping through it, unlike some people.
Is how it gives Americans the chance to see clearly what their representatives really believe. Pillar of the American dream that has been under attack is home ownership. With us tonight is Rachel Wiggins, a mom of 2 from Houston.
Well, who says Democrats are woke? They were just honoring Black History Month by also having a dream. But let's not focus on length, let's focus on girth, by which I mean the content of the speech. Mr. President, what is your message on the state of our union?
Our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. This is the golden age of America.
Oh, okay. That's great news. I actually think an optimistic, uplifting State of the Union might be just what the country needs right now. Let's hear more about this golden age.
Drug lords, murderers all over our country. Killed and maimed, thousands ambushed and shot in the head, shot violently in the head, one bullet after another, violently and viciously. We're talking about the edge of death.
Which part of this is the golden age? Can we just get back to the uplifting optimism?
Gushing blood, which was flowing back down the aisle, viciously slashed, bleeding profusely, blood all over, shredding his leg into numerous pieces. Unbelievable what's happened to his legs.
Oh my God, the violence. Was this the State of the Union speech or a Quentin Tarantino movie? All it's missing is Uma Thurman's bare feet. Oh. Close enough. Look, there's nothing wrong with honoring Americans who have been through tragedies, but we used to have presidents who could do that without sounding like a 6-year-old dismembering his G.I. Joes. Now, the speech wasn't just 2 hours of Donald Trump traumatizing America. One reason that the speech went so long was because Republicans kept interrupting with applause breaks, which Trump would just bask in, rotating back and forth like he was stuck on oscillating fan mode. Guys, he's stuck. How do I get him back to regular? Push or pull? Do I push or do I pull? Oh. But the Democrats stayed seated almost the entire night, and you could tell it started to get under Trump's skin.
How do you not stand? How do you not stand? You should be ashamed of yourself not standing up. You should be ashamed of yourself. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy.
Mr. President, I will have you know that the Democrats are not standing because they are outraged by your tyranny and lawless behavior. And also, they are asleep right now. Shh.
Here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Oh. Okay, great. Nice to give the hockey team a shout out. All right, give a wave and smile. They got strip clubs to get to. But now that we've gone through that, back to the State of the Union.
I will soon be presenting Connor with our highest civilian honor, the Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Okay, great. Didn't need to do that here, but sure, one quick award. Let's not turn this whole thing into a big award show.
I will ask the First Lady of the United States to present Captain Royce Williams with his Congressional Medal of Honor. Present Chief Warrant Officer Slover with the Congressional Medal of Honor. I am now awarding you the Legion of Merit. It's called the Purple Heart.
Wow, he didn't just give out one award, he gave out all the awards. Guess the State of our Union was come on down. Now, you could be cynical and say that it seems like Trump has so few accomplishments of his own that he was trying to draft off of the actual heroism of other people instead. But hey, at least he's giving awards to other people for a change instead of demanding that they give one to him.
I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday.
There he is, just can't help himself. Trump would have asked for the Purple Heart, but his doctors told him that he had one already. Since the Epstein files dropped last month, creepy old men from every sector of society have fallen from grace, including one of the world's richest men, Bill Gates. Before the Epstein files came out, we all just thought of him as Steve Jobs with no Riz. But now we think of him as Steve Jobs with no Riz from the Epstein files. And now he's doing damage control.
Bill Gates apologized to staff of the Gates Foundation Tuesday, admitting he made mistakes that cast a cloud on the philanthropy. He also acknowledged 2 affairs, but said they did not involve Epstein victims.
I did have affairs, one with a Russian bridge player who met me at bridge events, and one with a Russian nuclear physicist who I met through business activities.
Wow. Okay, isn't going into this much detail with your staff a giant HR violation? Thank you, everyone, for hopping on this Zoom call. Let's touch base on who I've been f***ing. Okay, first, Svetlana, and hoo boy, did we get freaky. Let's just say nothing was micro or soft. Thank you, thank you. By the way, I love how he's going out of his way to make sure people know how old the women were. I met her at bridge. And then we went out to dinner at 4:30. We spent all night giving our social security numbers to a scammer on the phone. And then she leaned over to me and whispered, "I'm not wearing any Depends." Let's kick things off with Kristi Noem, former Secretary of Homeland Security, and the inciting incident in All Dogs Go to Heaven. She's had a bad time recently. She lost her job. We found out about her affair and how it happened on a taxpayer-funded plane. She really needs to just lay low and stay out of the headlines. Sorry, what's that?
Former Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem is said to be stunned by reports that her husband may be leading a cross-dressing double life.
According to the Daily Mail, Noem's 56-year-old husband, Brian, is a secret cross-dresser who wears gigantic fake boobs and wears pink hot pants while he chats online with fetish models who have gigantic breasts.
I can't believe the lady banging her employee on a plane is the less messy one in their marriage. But you know what? You live your truth, Brian. Oh, she can dress up and you can't? That. You know what? If she had an affair, you have a free pass. You can do whatever you want. I support you and your beautiful, lazy-eyed balloon nipples. No, truly, I have never felt more seen. You know what they say, sometimes they're sisters, not twins. Maybe someone else can help us figure out exactly what's going on with this war. Pete Hegseth, you're smarter than Donald Trump. Well, you're more qualified than Donald... Well, you're not Donald Trump, so what's your take?
This new regime, because regime change has occurred, should be wiser than the last.
Wait. New regime? You killed the Ayatollah and they replaced him with an even more hardline son. That is the opposite of regime change. That is regime maxing. Please, give us a plan. You were in the region this weekend. What did you see?
I had a chance to bear witness, and I witnessed the best of America.
Oh, no. No. Pete, don't try to be poetic. Don't do that.
In my mind's eye, I'm actually looking out at the groups I met this weekend. Those maintainers who we walked up at sunset with the chill in the air on the flight line. I met a junior airman as the sun was going down and a chill was setting on the tarmac. I did the same with his boss, a colonel with a heart the size of Texas and a beautiful deployment mustache to match.
Kind of got weirdly horny at the end. A heart the size of Texas, an ass as tight as Idaho, and a penis the shape of Rhode Island. We all know Donald Trump has a long list of enemies. Iran, Democrats, the far-left radicals known as the Catholic Church. But there's only one opponent that Trump hates so much that when he goes after them, he actually becomes them.
You know, the windmills. Boom, boom, boom. Windmills. Wing.
That's right. Whether it's a person from another country or an inanimate object, Trump will do the accent. You might be saying, wait, Desi, aren't those wind turbines? Yes, they used to be, but Trump calls them windmills, so they're windmills now. You know, like how this is now the Gulf of America, this is the Trump Kennedy Center, and these are healthy angles. And boy, oh boy, Trump has gone after these windmills with a vengeance.
The president signed an executive order on his first day in office this term, bringing federal wind projects to a halt.
There are windmills all over the place, and they are losers.
Total losers. And you know what? While we're at it, hey, pinwheels, right off, okay? Okay? You're not even that whimsical, you glittery.
Anybody running for president or vice president should take a cognitive test. So I've taken 3. No president, think of this, has ever taken 1.
Kind of a weird flex. It's like bragging about being the only kid in school who gets a special helper. This is not a test to see how smart you are. It's to check if your brain is functioning, which Trump should understand based on the questions.
The first question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good, a squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel?
I am so glad that we have a president who can differentiate between an alligator and a squirrel. Unlike President Coolidge, God rest his soul. But Trump struggling to remember all the animals isn't a surprise. In fact, maybe that should be the cognitive test.
You have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good, a squirrel, okay? Which is the squirrel?
You have a lion, a giraffe, a whale, and a shark. And they'll say, which one's the lion?
It's a lion, a giraffe, a bear, and a shark. They say, which one is the bear? A tiger, an elephant, a giraffe, a tiger, or this, or that, a whale, a giraffe, a fish, and a hippopotamus, right?
At this point, I'm not even sure there was even a test. I feel like there's a good chance the president was just watching Zootopia.
President Trump hosted a group of children at the White House today for an event promoting physical fitness.
Ah, there we go. That's more your speed. Now you can talk about animals until your heart's content.
The power of a nuclear weapon is something I don't even want to talk about. We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. You might be too young for this.
No, they're not too young. I'm sure they've already seen the Paw Patrol episode where they drop a ballistic missile on Humdinger. How are you talking about nuclear war in front of children? You kids have seen Oppenheimer, right? Florence Pugh. Her titties were out for 10 minutes and he became death, destroyer of all worlds. So true, so true. Honestly, if there was ever an event where it was important to stick to the topic at hand, it's the one where you're surrounded by small children. You understand that, right?
It was a rigged election. Barack Hussein Obama, have you heard of him? Open borders, letting anybody come in from the Congo, from countries all over the world. They came in from prisons and mental institutions. He can put on weight, like up and down like a yo-yo, and he doesn't take the shot, okay? We just hit records on the Dow. I reached 50 in the first year, and then I reached 7,000. When you have transgender mutilization, don't listen to this, kids. And then all of a sudden, a woman dropped dead with a bullet right there.
Hi, Mom. Can you pick me up from the White House?
The U.S. and Iran are closing in on a one-page memo to end the war.
I'm sorry, a one-page memo? How can Trump end a war with less paperwork than it took me to end my Planet Fitness membership? Whoever wrote that memo, can you please organize all bachelorette trips? Can we actually, can we see a copy of this memo? definitely him. Yes, okay, that's him. That's definitely him. Now, obviously, this is far from a done deal, since Iran does not seem to trust Donald Trump. Some say that's because Trump famously never honors his agreements, while others say, yep, that's it, what the first guy said. But Secretary of State Marco Rubio has a more sophisticated explanation.
The time's come for Iran to make a sensible choice. And it's not easy for them to do that, obviously, because the top people in that government are, to say the least, they're insane in the brain.
Really, Marco? A little inappropriate to be quoting old rap lyrics while you're talking about war. I mean, you imagine your doctor telling you, if you're looking for the tumor on this scan, whoop, there it is. I'm afraid it's actually spread from the windows to the walls. The sweat dropped down my... But if you've been watching Marco Rubio for a long time, first of all, what is wrong with you? And second, you know that this is kind of his thing.
Every day, the Department of War lets the drummer get wicked over every portion of Iran. They should check themselves before they wreck themselves. If you don't know, now you know.
We are dealing with people over there that have spent most of their lives living in a gangster paradise.
I'm sorry, we're getting breaking news that rap is no longer cool. This weekend is Mother's Day, the day we celebrate all the incredible women who pee a little when they sneeze too hard. Trump marked the occasion with an event honoring military moms, or as he calls them, military MILFs. And I assume he showed them the love and respect they deserve.
We're also honored to be joined by a military mother who sacrificed far more than most. That's Melody Wolf. And, I love the name Melody because for a long time, they have spell correct and word correct on these crazy machines that we use to put out truths, or they used to be called tweets.
Uh-oh, look out, he's leaving.
Every time I wrote Melania, it would correct to Melody. So I do things, and I work very fast, very fast. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, now I know what I'm not getting for Mother's Day, horny ever again. I think we just experienced the last thing a Big Mac sees right before the lights go out. But don't worry, Trump turned off his autocorrect. Just kidding, he did this.
I didn't know about that little feature, but I got that corrected eventually. You know who corrected? The military.
I'm sorry, the military had to fix your autocorrect problem? Trump heard he had to go to his phone's general settings, and he was like, okay, then get me general settings.